I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Danny, take it away. Hey, this is us. 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 Come on, this is us. We got Candice in the house, Danny in the house, Parris in the house. On This Is Us. On This Is Us. AfterBuzz, what you talking about? Hey, come on.
We back. An intro song when you got Danny Royce
on
the microphone over here. What's up, guys? Anybody else having deja vu? Because it's week number 3 of the same episode.
Oh, yeah.
A hell of a week, same week.
It's a hell of a week. And we had a week off, so it's been a hell of 4 weeks.
Right. Right.
But what's up, everyone? I'm Candice Cruz. I'm so glad that we're back and we're wrapping up with the big 3. And I'm joined, we're missing Haley. We love you, Haley.
Love you, Haley.
But I'm joined with the one and only Danny Royce.
What's good, everybody? How we doing?
Inside the Black Actor Studio.
Hey, it's great to be back. To see you, ladies.
And then we got the one, the only unpopular opinion, Parris Rose.
Unpopular.
I love your unpopular opinion.
I
Most
love
of
it
the
too.
time. Most of the time.
That's why it's unpopular.
Yep.
Guys, we finally made it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a freaking marathon
Yeah.
to get through all of these episodes. It's been a hell of a week. What were your all's overall thoughts of the whole culmination of the big 3?
As a package, I actually loved the hell of a weeks. Individually, I wasn't entertained, and I didn't love each of them. But as a package, I feel like it was a beautiful way to show how the big 3 is going through the same kind of drama and turmoil in the same type of week at the same time. That 217, 1170. You know, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I agree with you in some aspects. I love how it was put together, how it was written. I really appreciate that part. As far as individually, you know, there were some storylines better than the others. I was actually looking forward to Kate's more than anyone else's, and kind of got let down a little bit. But, you know, we'll talk about that. But overall, I thought it was pretty amazing how they put everything together.
I agree. I'm going to be the unpopular opinion with you, too. Honestly, I just kind of felt like, yay, it was a good episode. Like, it left me wanting.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially, like, what you were saying, too. Like, Kate is the one out of the 3 that we really need the meat to come through.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen the development with Keven, with his alcoholism, with Sophie, with the marriage, with the divorce, with Zoe, with all of the relationships that he's having. And then Randall, we obviously know about anxiety. We've built out that whole thing, and we've heard it over and over again. And he's now situated with Beth and everything and whatnot. But Kate really has been getting the short end of the stick when it comes to the depth in her character line in the last season.
Yeah.
Like, Toby and her are like, okay, but I mean, and the baby's blind, but we really don't get to see too much of him.
Right.
So it's just kind of, I was wanting to know what happened with Kate after the death of Jack, the relationship that really
Marc.
tore her up, that led her into having bad relationships and self-confidence issues, and a lot of it probably contributed to her putting on weight.
Yeah,
and it
for
just
sure.
kind of felt like we were like barely scratching the surface to get there.
Right. Yeah. And then by the time we got there, I was like, it's over.
And I'm like, wait.
And I can appreciate a build-up, but I just thought that we were getting the build-up in the previous episode.
Exactly.
And then this was going to be the episode where we got our answers.
Yeah, I got a little revelation going on, but I was like,
and I think that our current timeline, Kate, is the one that had the most juice when what I really wanted to see was Teen Kate.
Teen Kate, yeah.
I really wanted to see that. So, like we've done in all the past episodes with the big 3, with the hell of a week, we're going to break it down by baby Kate, Teen Kate, and current older Kate, before we go into our tissue moments.
oh, baby Kate.
Baby Kate.
That voice was
She was so
right?
I just wanted to like smush her little cheek.
As always, I think I say this every week, but she's just so cute.
Yeah.
The casting on this show is just
Yes.
phenomenal.
Always,
it's just
always.
hands down one of the best casting I've seen in a
Yeah.
show.
And they've been nominated for their casting, and I think they actually just won an award recently,
Was it the SAG Award they did?
It was
the casting awards. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think they actually did win for best casting, so congratulations to them for that. Especially with getting the characters so accurate, like in the timelines, they look very much like their older counterparts. But I thought it was cute to have. Poor Jackie didn't get much sleep that night.
Yeah.
He really didn't with
the
all
story,
three of
that
them.
never-ending story.
The never-ending story. I also loved that she's trying to tell a story, and then he's like, what does she want? It's a surprise. That's going to be an interesting story. I'm excited to figure out what my surprise is, because I don't know.
Exactly. But I thought it was cute at the end of her story that she created, that the prince, what does she want? The prince to disappear. And she wants actually her mom.
Her mom, yeah.
Oh, which is beautiful, because at that age, little girls love princes.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
princesses.
Princes.
Yeah.
And so it was really cute and surprising for me that she actually just wanted her mom.
Yeah.
She wanted the queen.
I mean, I love the parallel that it had, the story, and with the rest of her life, you know. You know, and her mom's there by her side, and she's like, oh, am I become this woman that's best friends with my mom? And like their relationship reminds me of my sisters and my mom's, which is it's amazing relationship. You know, they have each other's back and they can joke around, but then when it's time to talk serious, like they're willing to be vulnerable about it. So I just thought that whole dream, that story was amazing. And then it was hilarious when Jack started telling his own version. She's like, that's my story. This is my story.
This is my story. What you telling my story for? This is my story. You got me invested now.
Right.
Hold on. I'm the adult here.
Right.
Let me tell my story. She reminded me of me when I was a child, because I was a bossy little child.
I can see that.
I can
see that.
We'd be singing in the car, and I'd go, I kid you not. If I was singing and I had a solo and my dad would start singing, no, Daddy, no. This is me singing.
Stop it.
Stop it. So I would have been that child saying, no, Daddy, this is my story. Let me tell my story. I don't think you understand. But it's interesting that you bring up your mom and your sister's relationship, because I mean, Parris, I don't know how your relationship is with your mom, but I feel like mother-daughter relationships are the most complex relationships ever.
Yes.
Because one second you could be best friends laughing your butts off, and the next minute you're at each other's throats.
And you're like, why doesn't she ever get me while the second before she just gets me?
Especially if you don't have like a sister, that's your sister.
Yeah.
That's your big sister, pretty much.
My mom's an only, and then like I was only with her, so we both are just like each other's it.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. So, but yeah, I really liked the juxtaposition of that. It was a very short storyline for Baby Kate. She didn't really have a lot.
It was.
I mean, all the babies had just kind of their nighttime
like
little story.
Little stories with Jack.
Like felt like follow through throughout the episode, the little gems that we're getting from these nighttime stories. So.
And I love the fireflies, like and how that was in the story, because like finding your way back home using the light of a firefly, like it's just all tied together. It was amazing.
And also her being sensitive and empathizing.
Yeah.
But we're moving away from Baby Kate, so should we get into
Yes, but one last thing before we move into adult Kate or teen Kate and whatnot is I love that when Jack went to bed and Rebecca's like, you're my hero for putting all three of them down. He's like, no, I just put them to bed one night. You're the real hero. Yeah. And then the last shot is her driving like a mad woman. And I was like, yes, she is. She's the hero.
Yes, she is.
I love it.
Yes,
but before we go into Teen Kate,
for sure,
Parris.
Absolutely. Before we go into Teen Kate, I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys every week for tuning in, writing comments, being engaged, being super fans just like we are. But here at AfterBuzz, we have so many other shows where you can be super fans of. I watch almost like 10 after shows on this.
Girl.
Come through.
Yeah, because I watch a lot of TV. And it's all amazing. So if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, make sure you give us a 5-star rating because we deserve it. You know we do. And if you're watching our beautiful faces on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Let us know how you feel. And thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV Talk.
Thank you, Parris.
You're
that was
welcome.
beautifully delivered.
Yes.
I feel like I should have done that.
The sparkle in the tooth.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're such a heavy, calm episode. We're crazy tonight.
Right.
Teen
Teen Kate.
Teen Kate.
Yes.
So let's talk about what actually happened and what we wish.
I wish I would have got some, like, give me some more. Give me some juice, some meat potatoes. Like, I expected more out of the relationship of Marc and Kate, like more to happen, because they built it up so much that it was like, okay, did he hit her? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it sucked what he did, obviously. But
question. Did either of you, like there's multiple, did any of you have really hard teenage relationships? Because I feel like those are when everything is so heightened. Like, you're dating someone and it's just like, oh my gosh, I love you, and it's the end all be all, live or die.
I definitely had this end all be all. I'm going to marry my boyfriend that I had at 16, but it was actually all beautiful. So I can't nothing bad about it. Yeah.
I didn't date much when I was a teenager. I was too much into sports and just, you're
focused.
Really, I was really, really focused. I mean, I had flings and stuff, but I really didn't date much.
Yeah.
No.
What about you?
I did. I dated a guy junior year of high school until freshman year of college.
Toxic?
No, it was very intense where you're like at that age, your hormones are just like all over the place. Yeah. You don't know what you want. And I think I had such a strong direction that I kind of lost that direction in him. And that's not a fault of him, but I feel like I can see tendencies that Kate's having as well, is that she just lost her dad. Mm-hmm. She puts everything on this one person, like fixates on him, and she fixated on the wrong one. Yeah. And puts everything to the side. Like, she already gave up on college. Now she's really not going to go to college.
Right.
It's just, I think we just fall for something. We want something so badly that we'll push other things to the wayside at that age, you know?
And like she said, I mean, he's the only one telling her she's beautiful. Her mom says it, but no one wants to hear that from your mom.
Right.
She's always comparing herself.
Person.
Yeah. So a boy is actually saying she's beautiful and saying he loves her and wants to work with her and hang with her. So I can understand from her teen mind,
of course,
why this is amazing. And maybe he is spastic and has anger issues, but he also loves me. So I really, and I slightly could empathize even with Marc.
Yeah, for sure.
He has to have terrible role models. It's not just coming out of nowhere. Right. And so I empathize with him, but it's just a tricky situation.
Even on his part, where he said, you're the only thing that's good in my life. That's putting everything on Kate.
And that's putting so much pressure on her.
Yeah, so much pressure. Like, anything she does can change his emotional state in a second. So both of them are just toxic, putting each other first.
And I think I do appreciate where they're going with the storyline. I still want a little bit more juice, but like they always do, they are catering to different demographics of people. Right. And I think that it's very important for teenagers that are watching this show to realize the signs of toxic relationships on either end. Of really knowing
that part. Facts.
Exactly. They need to see that it's not people automatically, when they think of abuse, they think oh, they hit on me, they hit me or physically abuse me. No, emotionally and verbally manipulative and making you feel anxiety and watching your every move and walking on eggshells. None of that is healthy, whether you're an adult or a teenager. Right. So it's interesting to see how that carried over into her adult relationship with Toby.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Rebecca sees this. It was
Rebecca saw that. That coffee man, I was like...
I mean, there's bad first impressions, but then it kept getting bad.
Horrible.
Worse to worst,
horrible.
Oh, wow.
And Rebecca can understand parents not liking. She knows, Jack was disheveled and not the ideal boy. So she was, I feel trying to give him this benefit of the doubt. But he just kept...
It just kept digging and digging.
Grave,
but there's a good heart underneath Jack, even with the rough exterior.
Right.
This one, I don't know if he's there.
Yeah. And hearing about how his dad was, that's what he knows. So unfortunately, but the Neil Diamond part man,
take that away, because I just got angry.
It was just his pride was hurt. He was it was insane, and to think that I felt bad for Kate, because to actually think that you did something wrong in that scenario is tells us about her insecurities, but also it's that was just horrible to watch. I didn't.
I think that's the abuse right there.
It
where
was.
She's constantly second guessing herself, thinking that she's done something wrong.
Right.
Always apologizing, and he makes her feel like she should apologize.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And the thing is that he can always fix it with a band-aid and just say, I love you.
Yes.
But I love you.
But he knows that, and that's why he keeps saying
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And even with the chocolate bar before the Neil Diamond thing happened.
Oh, yeah, the chocolate bar, yeah.
Oh boy, if anybody told me I could not eat my chocolate bar, I'd smack the living crap out of them. Do not tell me what I can and can't eat. Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
I will say,
Like,
in a way,
no.
to try to be supportive of your significant other who's
Right,
losing
but
weight.
there's ways of
There's ways of
doing
doing
it.
it.
Yes.
Ways of doing it, for sure.
Oh.
He's like, I'll eat it for
Yeah,
you.
and he eats it in front of her. I would be like, really? So I can't either, but you can. It's just another way also of being manipulative.
And
Yeah.
controlling. So unhealthy. And I loved Rebecca when she was sitting in the coffee shop, though, where she was like, oh.
Yeah. It's like,
Let me smile up through the pain.
Smile through this because we're going to have a talk when we get
right.
home.
All right.
But leading into the fight that she had with Kate wanting to go to the cabin.
I was like, if that was my mom.
What were you saying earlier? You both looked at each other. You were like, if I would done it to my mom.
I was flabbergasted. I said, I had the nerve to talk to my mom like that and then walk away.
And then walk away, right.
And then drive to the cabin still.
And,
My mom would have been at the cabin before I got there.
right.
I couldn't
She
walk
would've
out
left
the
before
door.
me.
She would have locked the door before you even left.
My mom would have like Mortal Kombat, like, go here.
Right.
No
Mortal
way.
Kombat.
Like, who in the hell you think you talking?
Right.
Like, but that was, it was sad. It was sad to watch that scene though because
You can see how sad we were to watch that.
it was.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was
I'm
sad.
just imagining like moms.
Yeah.
When they're like every mom is different. And
Every mom, yeah.
I'm sure that Rebecca was just sitting there like, this is gonna blow up.
Right.
It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, because Kate was hurt. She was, and anyone she wants to like Marc is Rebecca, and she's like,
Yeah.
you hate him too, and that was just really hard for Kate, but she was also just refusing to see what's there.
And I think what's so hard too with Kate is that she has such self-confidence issues.
Yes.
And it's been constantly threaded since she was a little girl with her mother too.
Right.
Like, can you imagine, it's not even in school. It's like when you're at home with your mother that you're feeling insecure.
Yeah.
And Rebecca's not trying to.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
she's just being, and that's what's even more frustrating, And so those knives that she threw at Rebecca in those fights, like, she knew that they were going to hurt.
Yeah, that was rough.
And even moving into adulthood, when Rebecca is trying to empathize with Kate and understand, she's telling her, I understand.
Yeah.
And Kate's still like, you do not. And I feel like in Rebecca's position, what can you say? Other than,
You can't.
Like, there's no winning. But she's actually done a phenomenal job.
She really has.
She really has. So, I don't know, should we move into adults?
Yes, right before we go into there, though, I do want to address the car situation before they got to the cabin. How'd you guys feel
Yes.
about that
Oh,
with
yes.
Marc and Kate?
I'm gonna let you start that one up.
Oh boy, that car! I was scared. First of all, when he was just speeding, I
Terrifying.
was nervous. I'm like, is he under the influence? Is this going to be an accident that happens?
Oh, gosh.
But I ended up just being him getting mad once again, like 0 to 100, and kicking her out. And I just thought, you go home now. Like, this is the time.
Right?
You go home. But she's so mentally just unstable at the moment
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
insecure that all he has to do is come with a blanket. But it made me so upset.
Yeah, it was the Prince Charming coming.
Yeah.
Which is even more terrifying. Like you said,
Yeah.
like, who's to say, like, if he's mentally stable,
That's
if
what I'm like,
something
he's
more
not.
dangerous could happen?
Yes.
If someone goes to 0 to 100 like that and leaves someone out in the cold like that, like
Right.
they're not mentally stable. And he just, I thought, like you said, something they were gonna get into an accident, and then when he pulled over, he didn't really kick her out, but like she wanted air, and then he left, and I was just like, at that moment, I would have called up my mom, told her what happened, and just like, come pick me up, please.
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
Swallow your pride at that
right.
point.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
just go
Like I
home.
don't. She's just like, I don't want you guys to be right. I don't want you guys to be
Yeah.
right. And
I think it's that, and I think she wants it so
She does.
badly.
Oh, yeah.
That's all she wants is just to be loved, and like, the only man that, like,
but at that age, you don't really think about, there's 1,000 fish in the sea.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, millions. Of fish.
Millions, not even
And then-
thousands,
Right,
millions.
millions.
She
It's
thinks
like,
nothing of her future. She's
Right.
like, I'm not going to college. I'm
Right.
not going to do that. So she thinks she's stuck here and she's not going to meet anyone else.
which is so frustrating.
so for
too.
me, it's just like, you know, a lot of this happens, you know, in society, and like if you go to school and stuff, I'm just like, where did all of this trauma and damage come from? Because a lot of times it starts at home, but like Jack and Rebecca, they really didn't, you know, forcefully, you know, give her these insecurities. So I just wanted to know more about that. That's what I was looking for in this show. You know what I mean?
I think I'm hoping we'll get more because of. If you saw, spoiler alert, if you saw the previews going into next week, I think we are going to get more of Marc. But I really do feel like something really bad.
Yeah, something worse than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That, like, that'll mess you up a little bit, but like you'll get over that.
Foreshadowed it, you know, it's like her finding his picture and looking at Rebecca like, oh, you know, remember this terrible time?
Right.
It seemed like, you know,
it seemed like it was painful. It was really like more than just I left you outside.
And I hope. Not that I hope for bad things, but I do hope that This Is Us really goes deep with this one. Yeah. I feel like we were really deep in the first few seasons, and then this season, like, we're hitting so many amazing conversation topics, but nothing's, like, really going under the surface. It's just, like, barely scraping it. So I'm hoping that they actually, like, give it justice where it needs to have it.
Right.
It also depends on just how you relate to the show. Because
That's true.
I do see you guys in the comments, and some of you guys are very affected by Jack being blinded and watching him grow up, and you feel really connected to that, and that's bringing real tears and emotions. So maybe we just aren't really seeing ourselves in the show as much as maybe we did before. Yeah. But I know some people are, so I'll have to point that out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
I love it. Let's go into adult Kate before we go into our predictions and our tissue moments. I don't know why the British accent came out.
I don't know why that did either.
I liked it though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we going to continue the rest of the show like that? We can keep doing
the show like this. We'll just go into older Kate. But obviously things are rocky with Kate and Toby.
Yes.
They are. I'm like Rebecca though. I believe in Toby.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm gonna be devil's advocate in regards to like Kate and how she feels about Toby. I get it. She wants him to be on board. She wants him to be the man she wants him to be. But everyone processes these type of things differently. Yes. And I would love to say that if I had a child with a disability, I can just be like Kate and do what I have to do, sign up for all these courses. But I feel like a part of me could be like Toby.
Yeah.
Just kind of mourning the child that you thought you were going to have.
Right.
He's in a grieving type of a process, and I feel like he should be allowed to be open and tell his wife. She's the one he should be able to tell. Like, yeah, it makes me sad when I see Jack. That's a very real feeling. I don't think he should be shamed for it.
I definitely agree with that. What Toby is doing that he shouldn't be doing is running away. And like this is your kid, this is your child, you know, and if you want this to work, you need to be there. And he's just running away from this issue, which, you know, may be a reflection of how he's been all his life. But, you know, that's the only thing that doesn't sit well with me. But I get it. It's your firstborn son. You have all these things. You want to take them, you know, to a baseball game and all this stuff, right, that fathers think about. And you're not able to do it. So I get every frustration he has, but you need to be there.
I do. I agree with all of that. But I also think Kate really hasn't set it up for him to be comfortable enough to run to her, so he has to run away.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So I think all of us are very right. Like at the end of the day, like everybody's got to process however they process. And Kate, we've seen like when she fixates, she fixates. So like her way of dealing with it is fixating on how do I fix this? How do I make everything perfect for my son? So she's always been that way. And for Toby, we know he's had that bout of depression. He likes to slink away from things. But as much as he's running away, it's not like he's running away completely. Right. He's running to other people because he can't run to his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he automatically knows, well, every time I bring up the conversation, it becomes a woe is me, or like make it all about Kate, or make me feel like an evil dad.
Right.
So of course I'm not going to feel comfortable coming to you.
It's communication, bottom line.
It's like they keep missing each other.
Also, he's only 10 months, and even without a disability, it's kind of been a known fact that sometimes fathers have trouble connecting with their newborn babies. It's just different. I mean, women carry the baby.
And it's a chemical thing that actually happens once you give birth that like do get more connected.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel for Toby. I believe in Toby. But I really did enjoy Kate and Rebecca's time together. So I'm kind of glad that he
That's why I was like, I'm glad. I think she needed it too.
Argument.
I think she needed it. Sometimes you just need a little separation. Nothing bad, but sometimes you just need to get away, especially that you have this situation going on. But I love when they were doing karaoke. I love when they were able to talk and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And she needed that.
And that's also one of the deepest conversations I think Rebecca and Kate have had,
Right.
other than right when she was trying to get pregnant and like the losing weight conversation. I think this is the deepest conversation that I've seen the two of them have. And like, it was really sweet. And I also love what she said to her in the hotel room.
The hotel room. You're fat. I'm ancient.
We're both gorgeous.
We're gorgeous.
Get in your bathing suit. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that.
So that was very sweet. I really liked that.
Yeah, I know that there's probably going to be backlash or something, like, people seeing a mother to say that to her daughter. What were your opinions on that, being women
Using that word?
Yeah, just calling out like that.
Parris, take this because I gotta process my thoughts.
I feel like finally Rebecca's not walking on eggshells around Rebecca. I mean, she is an obese woman, and I'm not obese, but if I was, I think I would prefer fat than obese.
Yeah.
Obese just sounds crazy. It sounds just like
Diagnosed.
Yeah, and also, who's to say that has to be used in a derogatory way?
Right, exactly.
Like, I think that everybody automatically puts this derogatory mark on that word. But in reality, she is a curvaceous woman, and sometimes you can't sugarcoat it.
Right.
And they've had this conversation her entire life. Like, if anyone's able to say that, it's their mother and daughter. And, like, you know what? She's proud of it. She should be proud of it. And she did not say it in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
She was like, listen, this is who you are and you're gorgeous. Like, get your bathing suit on. So I think it didn't bother me. I don't know how people are gonna take it. But, like, the fact is the fact. Like, we can't say that she's what she's not.
Right, exactly.
Just to make her feel better. Like,
I like how I like how Rebecca included herself too. You know, I'm ancient.
Yes,
so like, she included herself.
and
so.
we all have our things. Like it does not. We're all different. We all walk through life differently.
Right.
So I thought that it was a very sweet moment.
Absolutely.
Sorry if y'all gonna come for me.
I just thought I'd ask
I'm all
y'all.
body positive for everybody, and I think that it's great. I think that's pretty much it for Adult Kate, right?
Yeah.
I'm also shocked. One more thing that Kate did not react, saying, "Why didn't Randall tell me?" I thought that was going to be the riff. So I'm wondering what...
It's the riff between Keven and Randall, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what's going to happen.
Kate's fine with it. I think it's going to be Keven who's upset, but...
Yeah, we definitely...
We'll find out the cabin.
Talk about with the predictions.
Let's talk about the cabin. Yeah.
But before we go into our special segment, we have some news and gossip from our one and only Danny Royce.
News and gossip.
Take it.
Check it out. That is Chrissy Metz performing at the American Country Music Awards with Miss Carrie Underwood dropping it in that blue gown. She also performed this past Sunday at the Oscars, the 92nd annual Oscars. She performed I'm Standing With You, which is one of the songs from a Christian film, Breakthrough. She plays Joyce Smith, a mother to a teenager who falls through ice in the Missouri Lake. If you haven't seen the film, I suggest seeing it. It's amazing. She did a beautiful job, and her son was proclaimed dead. So, interestingly enough, she finished this song with saying, "I love you, Mom."
Oh, so it's very sweet.
Yeah, so it really, I think, this whole relationship between Rebecca and Kate, it brings a lot of memories of her and her mom. And so the song was written by Diane Warren, and she was nominated 11 times, making her the most nominated woman and never to win an Oscar. Which is crazy.
That hurts.
11 times.
I'm so
close.
I feel like
11
her and
times.
Leonardo DiCaprio might be...
Yeah, neck and neck. I
Well, at least Leo won one.
Yeah, I would say sorry, but also, like, what an accomplishment.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still
Like,
11 o'clock. I mean, 11 times.
11
Yeah.
times that you've been nominated. No, I mean, every year has been a tight race.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for being nominated 11 times.
Right,
11 more
exactly.
times than I've been
Lucky
nominated.
number 12.
So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I love Chrissy's performance. She looked beautiful up there in her black gown, and she just really killed it. Beautiful
really
voice.
did.
So we'll probably see a lot more performances from her.
I love that she's integrating all of her music as
Yes.
well in different
Yeah.
places.
Yes.
So that's great. I think that this show's given her like such a leverage to do that.
Platform for sure. Yep.
All right, guys. So that's your news and gossip. We are going to move into our special segment. Dun, dun, dun.
This one's an aggressive crier.
Sorry, I really wanted to do that. I can't match her, though.
I remember I thought that was you the first time they played it.
I mean, it did kind of sound like me, though. Okay, guys, welcome to our special segment for all of you all that are new. This is our tearjerker moments for This Is Us. We are rating 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Either way. 1 to 5. 1 being a aww. And a 5 being the crying noise that has dissipated into thin air. Yes, it's one of those. So, who would like to take it away?
I'll take it.
There she is.
I'm gonna take one.
Uh-huh.
And my moment was when they sang Alanis Morissette. Ironic. That's my jam for one. And for two, like I said before, reminded me of my mom and my sister's relationship. So that was my little one warm-hearted moment.
I'm gonna take it away.
So
I just got one this week as well. I loved Rebecca and
I can't with that.
oh my gosh, I love Rebecca and Kate's moment in the pool though. I really liked Rebecca.
There's only a few moments.
I know. I loved her pep talk and her giving her strength and telling her that, you know, she's got the strength in her. She's always has.
Yeah.
With her little lighting bug story. I just thought it was beautiful. So yeah, just
True
one.
story. A little bug.
Sorry. Take it away now, Candice. What you got?
I don't know what I got. Y'all both took them.
Should have went first.
I clearly, I should have had it in my hands. I think for me, now you're making me think. I didn't want to think tonight. I really did love older Kate and Rebecca in the pool, not necessarily doing the stories, which I did think was really sweet. My mom called me the other day and said, like, gave me a little heartwarming story. So I was like, oh. But I think for me, it was when they were talking about her diagnosis and saying, I'm not afraid, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. And I could see that there was a shift. You know, like we always take for granted our mothers and our relationship with them. And it made me really just want to text my mom and be like, Mama, I love you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it 1.
Yeah.
1, okay.
It was a very heartwarming, like, I had a little, like, water. No,
Not really.
No.
I was going to say, don't lie. This whole episode was just like really warm. It was a very warm episode.
Very warm episode. So we have 16 seconds left. I think we can take a little bit more predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Mayday.
I'm going to start really quickly. I think that this cabin trip with the big 3 is going to be disastrous.
Yes.
I think it's going to come out that, you know, Rebecca has this issue and that Randall knew and that Kate knew and Kevin's left in the dark and it's just going to explode. Yeah.
I agree. I also think, I don't know, I just feel like Toby's going to not do so great having Jack. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be an issue or something. Yeah, I don't know. I just get that. But yeah, that's one of them.
I agree with both of you. I think that Toby's going to realize that, like, his insecurities are going to get the better of him and he's probably going to walk out. I think that this is going to be the moment where, like, he's just like, I can't do this. And as much as it's going to hurt him, I don't think that he's going to follow through. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But something's got to give. And
Neighbor,
I don't know.
come on in. What's his name?
Yes, he's so sweet.
Yes.
I love him. But then also with the cabin, I think it's going to blow up. Also, I think that it's going to blow up with Marc and Kate, and it's going to get really bad. The fact that he locks her out of the cabin in the cold.
Yeah.
And they're on their way there.
Exactly. I think
would have been
stuff's gonna get wild.
My sister. Okay.
Right.
And on top of it, I think that Kate's still going to side with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's still going to side with Marc and get mad at her family
For what? Her coming.
for coming and, like, protecting her and like messing all of this up for her.
She's embarrassed.
Because she's embarrassed, everything else. So I just think next episode is going to be crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
I
hope
agree.
so.
We hope so.
All right,
We
give us some.
hope so. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in every single week. You all are the most amazing fans. Commenting, liking, hitting us up on social media. So constantly do that. We love hearing from you guys. My name is Candice Cruz. You can find me on all my social media at Candice R. Cruz.
And you can find me everywhere at I am Danny Royce. Also tune in this Thursday for a new episode of Inside the Black Actors Studio.
And I'm Parris Rose. You can find me on Instagram at Parris Rose, Parris with 2 eyes.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.